The hit Netflix series Love is Blind premiered its first wedding last week.
SK and Raven were the first couple of the season to walk down the aisle.
Today we have Raven Ross joining us to talk about the twist that no one saw coming.
I'm Savannah Jones.
I'm Rex Ravita.
And this is KRLD's What to Watch.
So just to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Raven. I am from New Orleans, but I've lived in Dallas for a while. I went to SMU and I've stayed here ever since and gotten into Pilates and the fitness community. And then I decided to go on Love is Blind.
So what led you to want to do a reality show like Love is Blind?
I don't know how honest we can be, but like dating in Dallas is like pretty scary, right? Yeah, it's very scary. It's crazy. I feel like anyone from any city is going to say that, but dating right now is just really hard. And like, I'll be totally honest, my picker was like totally off. And so after watching season 1 and then seeing like a little ad for applications for Dallas, I was like, And all of my friends kept sending it to me like, haha, you should do it, like just joking, right? And then we had one of those crazy snowstorms, like the first one. And I was like, I'm home for a week. I have nothing to do. Okay, like I'll apply. And then from then on, it was like, oh my God, this is actually real. Like, I think they called me the next day. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, my opinion, I have to say, as a viewer, my first impression in the first couple episodes compared to the final few episodes was like a complete 180. Yeah. And I've seen similar opinions online. When you watched the show back yourself, did you see where people were coming from, or how did you feel about people saying that?
Yeah, I totally saw where people were coming from. Like, I was watching myself and I was like, oh my God, I would never want to be friends with her. Like, absolutely not. She was not it. And I think my personality, like, it does take me a little bit of time to open up. No one is used to being on camera almost 24/7. So of course, all of my bad and good moments are on there. But I think like it just took me a while to warm up and really open up. You got to be really vulnerable, and that was hard for me. But yeah, I definitely was looking at the internet and I was like, damn. Yeah.
So your wedding episode was the major plot twist of the season so far, and nobody saw that coming. How do you feel about SK's decision?
It was hard in the moment, but I knew it could go either way. We had talked about, how we see our future. And we both agreed, we're very much like in love and want to be together, and that maybe, time is really the factor. We had a lot of different things stacked against us, like a little bit harder than most people, I feel, going into it. So yeah, it was hard, of course, like to be dumped on TV, but I felt like I was trying to be as understanding as I could.
Yeah.
I think in the long run, maybe if you looked back, of course, in that moment, you wanted him to just say yes and run off into the sunset. But, maybe a month passed. Would you have been more like, what did I do, that you both agreed in that moment versus actually letting it simmer and doing it the right way? Like, would you have rathered him just say yes then, or the situation you are now?
Yeah.
I think in the long.
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes I'm like, we should have just said yes, but no regrets. I think it's perfect the way that it is. And timing is really everything. And there's no rush on forever. So no regrets, but sometimes I'm like, haha, should have just said yeah. So yeah, but I would not change it.
So what did I know you said your friends kind of motivated you to kind of get on the show, even if it was just as a joke. What did your family and friends actually feel once you actually were on the show?
Yeah, right. So I have a really small family. I'm an only child. My parents are divorced, whatever. I live away from my family. I live in Dallas. And so I remember like calling my mom, of course, first. I'm like, hey, mom, like, I'm going to do this. And of course, she was like, no, you're not. Like, you know, whatever. And I'm like, oh, haha, like, yes, I am. I'm leaving tomorrow. And she's just kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, you know what you signed up for. It's your life. And I called my grandma and she was like, of course, you know, grandmas are so sweet. And then she's like, I support whatever you do. And I'm like, oh, of course you do. So they were just kind of indifferent. My friends, like, definitely, I think they were not prepared for the outcome. They were like, what? Like, we thought it was a joke and you came back with a whole man. So
Seeing like the backlash, if you could say that online, is it hard for your friends and family not to like jump down people's throats? Because I know if it was my sister, I would just have to be going ham online at everybody.
Yeah, I think my mom definitely was like, oh my God, at first, like, what is happening? And my girlfriends too, like, I have like a very good group of girlfriends that you guys didn't really get to see them a lot, but that we all grew up together. And so they are like Twitter warriors because I don't have Twitter. So they're like sending me stuff all day, like, oh my gosh, like responding and everything. So I definitely feel like they are being so protective and I would do the same for them.
Yes. So what are some of your favorite places in DFW? You've been here for a while. What are some places that you can, you know, put us on to?
Ooh, put y'all on to everything. I'm such a grandma. Ooh, some of my favorite places. So I really love Oishi. It's a sushi spot. They have like 3 locations, but I go to the one in like uptown Dallas and I'm literally addicted. I remember like coming back from filming and like when we came back to Dallas, whatever, moved into our apartment together. And I was like, I have to get Oishi. Like, I'm literally addicted to them. Other than that, where do I go? I feel like I don't even go anywhere. Like, I go to North Park. I don't know.
We all, I know I go to North Park too. So that's always the spot.
Period. That's the spot. After North Park, I have no money left. So I come right back home.
So the premise of the show obviously is, you know, testing is love truly blind. So before you joined the cast, when your friends were encouraging you, how did you feel about that sentiment? Like, is love really blind? And then how do you feel compared to right now after the show?
Yeah. Before, like, you know, I was a little skeptical, but I've always been a person who is like so attracted to like personalities in someone's mind. And that's like kind of hard to get at in the real world, like regular dating, you know? And so I was like, I think that this experiment really could be for me because that is what I value in someone, and getting to know them without all of the distractions could be a perfect way. And I think it really validated that for me, like beyond belief. Like I didn't have like low expectations, but I never would have thought that I would have met the quality person that I did meet in the pods, you know? So yeah, love is definitely blind for me.
So ahead of the reunion, is there anything that you can give us that's safe? No spoilers, just any info?
I love the tea. It was like a few hours long for filming, of course, and they're going to make it really short, but I feel like everybody had their little moment. Like, I felt like there's not closure, but the receipts were read.
Right.
The receipts were read, and I feel like it's going to answer a lot of questions for a lot of people.
Can't wait for that. So that really was our last question. Is there anything else you want to say, or, you know, want people listening to know?
I don't know. It's been such a crazy ride. And I know for all of us, we've had so much growth from all of this. You know, it's been a while since we filmed it. So everyone's kind of lived a lot of life, but it all coming out now has really like been a huge growing moment. And I hope everyone just continues to like bear with us, because we're people too, and we're trying to do our best. But yeah, I love it. I would not change anything about it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said like the human, like y'all are humans. It's easy, you know, watching somebody on TV to be like, oh, she's kind of like this or she's kind of like that. But you have to realize that you're not perfect, you know, all day. You know, we all have our flaws, the pros and cons.
Yes.
I'm glad that
especially with this show, it's just because everyone's pretty, you know, y'all aren't like fleshed out celebrities with media training and everything. Y'all are straight from home, just like the people watching. So
literally, we are straight from 635. Like, we have no idea. Like, so we are humans too, and we're just figuring it out with y'all. So I'm glad that you guys can appreciate that.
Thank you for listening to KRLD's What to Watch. You can find Raven at Pilates Body Raven on Instagram. New episodes of What to Watch are available every Thursday.